I have a feeling that the Kardashians and the Jenners just blatantly do stuff to rub black people the wrong way, put a little band-aid on on this whole thing, and then lay it to rest, and then pop up months or maybe a year later just to do some shit all over again. Now, before I get into this, do y'all remember a little over a year ago when Kendall Jenner called herself uniting the people through a Pepsi ad campaign and trying to basically make it a whole All Lives Matter stint? Well, that ad got completely pulled after like one viewing. Well, let's fast forward to more recently, where Vogue, of all publications, decided that they were going to do some kind of spread talking about fashion. And yet again, it's another cultural appropriation stunt. Now, if you look at this picture right here, you can tell that Kendall Jenner is definitely wearing a wig. But Vogue had the unmitigated gall to claim that the wig that Kendall Jenner has on her head is a fucking afro. I was on Paris Milan's channel yesterday, and shout out to her, by the way, and she spoke about this. And my first, uh, I left a comment. The first thing I said was, "That's an afro," because that ain't no damn fro. If you have gone and looked through the 70s, or you grew up in the 70s and you had grown your hair out as a black person, your afro did not look like whatever the hell that is on her head. That shit looks like a fucking bird's nest. Then they tried to cover it up and say, oh, well, Elizabeth Taylor wore her hair like that. Well, then if Elizabeth Taylor wore her hair like this, then that's still not an afro. Why didn't you say, oh, it was an Elizabeth Taylor inspired look? Because then, okay, we'll say, oh, then that will make sense then. Because she didn't wear an afro. This is not a fucking afro. I am so sick and fucking tired of these white publications trying to say what we as black people, what grows out of our head, or what is on our skin as far as our skin tone, what is and what isn't. They keep trying to redefine shit, and they put people like Kendall Jenner in the forefront and try to make it seem like we're supposed to be okay with that. Because see, she's young and she's impressionable and she has influence amongst the masses. Look at what her sister Kylie Jenner did with that whole lip challenge shit a couple years ago. Had unfortunately had young black girls and even some grown black women putting their lips through a fucking water bottle and putting their having it pull out their lips so their lips could swell up, and they look fucking like they look like what's that character? They look like Jinx off of Pokemon. Look that character up if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's absolutely ridiculous. And when I was listening to Paris's video, she was saying how she was on Instagram and was looking through the Shade Room, the page, the Shade Room, and how a lot of the people that was commenting and praising her, yet again, unfortunately, was a lot of black women. I'm not under fucking standing this shit. Is this the goddamn Twilight Zone? Do y'all not know what the fucking afro looks like? And I hate to say what I'm about to say. Some of you don't even know what your goddamn natural hair looks like because you're too busy throwing a damn weave or wig in on your head that's not even your natural fucking hair texture. So I would understand why you don't know what an afro looks like and why you would praise that. Because many of you will probably throw that on your head and claim it's an afro. I didn't mean to go in that direction, but damn it, the shit is getting on my last damn nerves. Have any of you wondered why they do not use white men to try to, I guess you could say, how can I put it? Put out there a fashionable look that will be more geared towards a, like I would, how could I say it? A black man, or try to imitate a black man's look. And if he did, black men would most likely call that shit out and say that's not cool. But you have people who like Vogue putting Kendall Jenner out there and throwing a wig on her head, and they just call it an afro. In what universe is this an afro? Somebody tell me. Somebody with 2 eyes and a functioning brain, let me know in what world is that an afro. Because apparently some of our people don't know. And to me, it's not just about the damn afro or anything like that. It's the principle of the fact that we have some brain dead Negroes walking around in our midst, literally the epitome of the Walking Dead. The Walking Dead apparently is not just a show, it is apparently a depiction of some people in our community. Like, the shit is ridiculous. And I said, and also this was also the other part of the comment that I left on Paris's channel. I said, I bet you that a lot of the women that are praising this or high-fiving this or okaying this are some of the same women that okayed that white woman to be the curator at the museum for the hip-hop exhibit. I did a video about that too. I don't know what the hell it is going on, but you'll have some black women who are upset at a black man if he even holds hands with a white woman, but here you have a lot of black women who are holding and skipping down the goddamn imaginary yellow brick road like they're friends with Dorothy and her little friends going to see the Wizard of Oz and okaying all the shit that she does. Like, the shit get, like, it's nerve-wracking. It's annoying and it's getting old. Like, this shit has got to stop. And in this instance, I feel only black women can call this out. I can call this out. I have called this out. But for some reason, whenever a black woman okays this, it always diverts my tone and message into a direction that ends up going and targeting her. And when I say her, I'm talking about black women. Because at the end of the day, Kendall Jenner is still going to make her millions regardless of what she does. But only black women can call this out because she's trying to appropriate you. At the end of the day, she is a woman, you are a woman. She's not trying to come towards the men per se, if you get what I'm saying, as far as a fashionable look goes. And Vogue magazine is targeted to mostly women anyway. There's a lot of you who probably subscribe to Vogue magazine. And this is probably not even the first time Vogue magazine has done something like this. I'm sure they have done shit like this in the past, but because there's not enough pushback, they're going to continue to do it. All they're going to do is say, oh, we apologize for this, we apologize for that. But deep down, they really want to say is, fuck you, stop being so goddamn sensitive, get our damn subscription, pay us our money, and when it's time to pay, and we'll do this shit and reconvene in about 6 months from now when all of this blows over. And we'll just do it all over again. Wash, rinse, re-fucking-peat. That's all I have to say about this. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.